Hey, how are you?
Good, buddy. How you doing?
Really good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for being had. No,
Man,
seriously, man. Like I was looking in the mirror this morning at myself, going, "What is wrong with me? I'm trying to eat healthier. I'm eating more almonds. I'm eating some spinach. I'm trying to get healthier." And then I'm looking at some recent pics of you, and I'm like, Brad never changes. He looks,
man,
you look exactly the same. What's your secret, buddy?
I think my secret is my wife being so ridiculously hardcore with working out and healthy food. So I'll be super honest. This next month is going to be very tough because longest I've ever been away from her is 13 days. This is going to be about 26.
Wow.
Uh, and even when we were on the road, pretty hardcore, we'd get a bus with like a oven that, stovetop. And I'd come off stage and she'd have some like almond flour crepes or like just crazy, like amazing smelling, amazing tasting, but very healthy, literally made out of almonds food. And now I've got to try and figure it out. And I'm good at figuring it out for a few days. I don't know that I'm good at figuring it out for 20, 28 days.
Yeah, see, the problem is fatigue starts to get you after a while, especially I'm sure when you've been out on the road for a while, and then you start cheating and you start taking the easy paths, and
Yeah.
that's the danger of it, right? That's my problem. I start following into these paths of, oh, you know what? I'm too tired. I'm just gonna go through the drive-through and get this or whatever.
Yeah. And then the sucky thing is, no matter how old you are and how many shows you've done, if you get on a tour bus at 1 in the morning after a show and it smells like pizza on there because the venue just brought you like 15 pizzas, it's tough. So what I do is I bring a lot of protein powder on the road, and a lot of people, I eat a lot. Like I eat more than anybody I know. But what my wife and some trainers I've been, some of these hockey trainers that I've become friends with have taught me a lot. And it's like if you eat even when you don't feel that hungry, but you eat something good that'll fill you up, then later on, when you are hungry, you actually won't be hungry. When you would have got hungry, you won't be just craving a bunch of pizza because I get off stage and pound a protein shake. Maybe I can just go to bed instead. So
See,
it's
that's
that
my
kind of.
that would be my problem. I would try the protein powder and I would like mix it with ranch or something.
That is, what, if you can patent that, if you can get like a ranch flavored protein powder, you might be, dip your gluten free pizza sticks into, ranch flavored protein powder. You could be onto something.
That's going to be my new cooking show. I'm going to just do how to take healthy things and make them the most unhealthy thing ever.
Yeah, that's actually really funny.
Speaking of TV, are you is Flip You still like? Are you going to be doing more episodes of that?
Yeah, we just finished the first season and it was really fun. I'm actually in a spot where we filmed a lot of it right here. And yeah, definitely a new thing for me, but it was so much fun. And it's cool now to actually look at these houses and say, man, I remember when that thing looked like pure trash and now it's a beautiful house. So I never thought I'd be a TV host, but it's been a lot of fun.
That's awesome. We want to see more of that from you. Like Canadian Idol if it comes back or something like that. There's got to be something that we can have you doing.
Yeah, I've been talking to quite a few people about different options, and my problem is my favorite thing in the world is just to go to my kids' sports. So I say no to a lot of stuff for good reason, but there's those parents that are always like, finally, we get a weekend off of baseball. And my wife and I don't know what's wrong with us, but after 11 years of doing this, we're always sad when we have a weekend off. We're like, oh, really? There's no sports this weekend? So thankfully this week, my son has 5 basketball games, 5 days in a row. So we're in good shape.
That's crazy. And is this the same son that plays the baseball too?
You know what? My oldest son does not play baseball anymore. He just plays football and basketball. And then my youngest son plays all three.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's a
Wow.
lot of fun.
Yeah, that is great.
Did you see that baseball? Did you see the baseball clip from yesterday?
I saw which one was that? I saw one where he was in a rundown.
Oh, yeah, same kid, Cash.
Yeah.
They call him Pickle because he gets in a pickle all the time and he loves it. So he actually we were at Chick-fil-A and they always put a pickle on the chicken sandwich. And he took the pickle, put it in his hair, and put his baseball hat back on and went to the dugout. And he's like, I got a pickle under my hat. And everybody's like, no, you're lying. And he took his hat off and they're all like, Pickle's got a pickle. And so nobody calls him Cash. They just call him Pickle.
Yeah, how old is he?
He's 12.
He's 12 and he's got basically his own sandwich.
Yeah, sure. Very close.
Come on, that's impressive. That even dad doesn't have his own sandwich.
If you call eating a hat a sandwich, then yeah, he's halfway.
Congratulations, another top 10 single with Small Town Something. Is that old hat to you now? Do you still get excited about that, or do the number ones get you kind of spoiled?
No, the real honest answer is I love you guys at radio for playing them, and the more you play them, of course, the higher, that number, or I guess lower the number, right? Closer to 1.
That's right.
But what I really care about is like 3 years from now, if you're playing the song, because we've been doing this for 27 years now, and we have songs like Make You Mine and She's With Me that were not very big hits at Canadian radio that are easily our biggest songs ever because you guys still play them now. Then we've had songs that went number 1 that I can promise you will not get screamed back at us as loud as those other songs. So what really matters to me is this a song that people are going to love for 3 months, or are they going to love it for 30 years, right? And that's I think where you look at somebody like Paul Brandt, who can go out on stage and say my heart, and people go nuts because they know he's about to say history. That's what I get really excited about, and we've had a few of those, and those are right now. Small Town Something's the latest hit, and I hope it lasts forever.
That's a really good point you made, man, because I'm not going to mention any names, but there are some pretty big names in country these days that I look at their entire catalog, and a lot of their biggest hits I don't think are going to be on the radio in 10, 20 years. And that makes me a little bit sad because I like their stuff, but is there that lasting timeless quality to it?
Yeah. And I mean, it's different if I was a brand new TikTok artist that's like 17, I'd have a different perspective. But now, I mean, speaking of baseball, we dropped this song yesterday, or a teaser called Bye Boy Baseball. And it's a song that I probably wouldn't have recorded a few years ago. It's my favorite song I've ever wrote.
Wow.
But I guess I had different goals and thoughts of what to record and when. And now I'm like, hey, this has a message that I want out in the world. And I don't have any fear of if people like it or not. If they don't, we'll give them another song, another song, another song. But if they do, why not let people hear it, right? So that's kind of the stage of the career we're in right now.
Yeah, I'm a baseball fan. I was very excited to see that on the track list for the new EP, which is which is coming out on Friday, right?
Yeah, February 2nd.
Yeah, and I had to listen to it. I had a sneak preview of it, and I think I love those meaningful High Valley songs. I love Not Yet. I can't. It's such a fun, upbeat song. Great summer vibe to it, but it's got meaning at the same time, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I call that one the sequel to Young Forever, because Young Forever was about my kids not getting older, right? But Not Yet is about me not getting older. It's like, hey, God, if you're listening, I really don't want to go yet. If I could stay here for another 50 or 60 years, that'd be amazing, Yeah. So, but it's fun. It's upbeat. I love that compliment you just gave me, because that is the point. We want it to be deep and meaningful, but yet at the same time, it's like coming to our show. We want our shows to be about faith and family and country, and people can bring their kids to these shows. But we also say, like, bring comfortable shoes, because it's going to be wide open, like it's going to be high energy.
You've never really gotten away from your Christian roots as a band, and I know that certainly there's some songs on here. And one of the things, by the way, I like about this album quite a bit is that there's like something for everybody. Like there really is a nice little mix of different sounding songs. None of them sound like the others, which is really cool. I know Solid Ground is one of those too. That's just, that really calls back to your roots.
Yeah, it's cool because I grew up singing this song in church, this hymn. We always sang hymns growing up in a Mennonite church, and we kind of put our own verses into it and then go back to the chorus. So it's almost like if Make You Mine and Amazing Grace had a baby. That's kind of what that song is like.
Awesome. That's great. Before we let you go, we got to talk about your show in Chatham that's coming up on February 27th. We're very excited to have High Valley coming back to town. We cannot wait. And
yeah, I'm supposed to be back in Chatham. And, last time, I think the first time we ever played out in that neck of the woods was with Emerson Drive, opening for Emerson Drive way back in the day. And a bunch of my relatives that I did not know I had, all these Mexican Mennonites from Southern Ontario were showing up. And so anytime we come out to Chatham, I get my brush up on my Low German to make sure I can. Last time, I think we sang a Backstreet Boys song in German just to make all the Mennonites happy. So it was awesome.
That is awesome. That is awesome. I love that too. And good luck with getting Bieber to the Toronto show for you.
I'm working on the reason I want Bieber there is because my goal in life is to meet Wayne Gretzky, and I know Bieber's friends with Gretzky, so I feel like
you're like the only dude in the world who wants to use Justin Bieber to meet somebody else. That's awesome. I love it.
Figured it's logical.
It does make sense. It does make sense. Brad, always a treat. It's good to see you, buddy.
Great to see you. Thanks for having me.
You bet.